Day 3 of raw meat eating. There's some issues of brewing. So what I've done, I'll show you the initial recording and then I've done an update after that. So if you stay tuned, you'll see some of the issues I'm now facing following day 3. Day 3. So today it's a ribeye and I'm doing it straight out of the fridge. The reason being, because of my research, I do apologise for talking with food in my mouth. My mother would hit me with a slipper. I've taken it straight out of the fridge today because I want to try it out to see what it's like when it's chilled. Also from the research that I've been doing, in order to avoid or minimise the risk of the pathogens and the potential risks such as E. Coli, Listeria. So I'm going to try what this is like and see what the meat tastes like it's chilled. Well, it's actually okay. It doesn't quite taste as sweet as previously, so I don't know if that's a temperature issue. And interesting enough, over the last few days, I've had a few people contact me concerned about eating the raw meat and all the usual, are you risking to have worms and all that. Now, I've obviously not gone off this just off the cuff. I've actually looked into it, researched it. And a lot of it is the quality of the meat is important. This meat is grass-fed from a local source that I know. I've eaten regularly. I've eaten it almost blue and rare before, so I'm pretty confident the quality of the meat's good. How you handle it, make sure you're washing your hands all the time. A classic example with regards to E. coli. The majority of cases from what I've been able to discover is E. coli is very much on the egg shell. And it's when you crack the egg is where the risk of contamination is. So it's about good hygiene practices, sensible approach, and obviously I am monitoring the situation as well. I've got no intention of getting any form of food poisoning of all sorts, but my confidence is definitely growing with regards to this way of eating. Could I see myself doing it 100% of the time? I'm not sure. I still need to carry on doing this experiment, and this is just an experiment. I do find the flavour very sweet. I'm really surprised how sweet the meat is. I find with the ribeye, the fat is not an issue. The fat is quite tasty actually, which is what Jacob McAteer had told me previously, the guy that who had done the Primal Lifestyle for 16 years. I do like a little bit of salt on it. So I use Pink Himalayan or Celtic sea salt. However, this is Pink Himalayan. The salt does enhance the flavour, but it is a seasoning after all. Interesting enough, although I've been carnivore just over 13 months now, and my toilet visits are a lot less than they used to be, but I believe it's because of the high protein, high fat diet that I have. My body absorbs a vast majority of the nutrients. I still go to the toilet fairly regularly. The volume is not there that it used to be. When I used to be on a high fibre, high carb diet. But first I had this was when I was doing a carnivore. I had a mixed bag. But it's over the last 3 to 6 months, it's a much more settled side of it. So I don't see this too much of a difference, but yeah, I find this very pleasurable. But just to show it is totally raw. So interesting enough, it's amazing how squeamish people get with regard to eating raw meat. But then saying that, I'm a great fan of carpaccio, which is an Italian starter dish, very thinly sliced, totally raw beef. I also have been known to have steak tartare, which is ground raw meat, mixed in with some garlic and spices, etc. And I would say this is as good as that. I do find that the part of the ribeye is quite tough, but I find all the surrounding fat very tasty. Just to recap, after day 2, I didn't have another part of the meal that day, so I was totally OMAD. And the time is now 8:30 on day 3, and this is the first thing I've eaten since yesterday morning. And I think I'm more hungry thinking about having it rather than actually was hungry to have it. So I can actually see, well, I seem to have noticed, again, it's early days yet, eating it totally raw seems to extend the period of time when I'm hungry. Well, that's me done. That's the end of day 3. See you tomorrow. So the issues I'm now facing is I obviously ate quite early this morning, between 8 and 8:30 I think it was when I did the original recording. Now it's around about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I'm starting to get a number of digestive issues. I have felt so bloated from about 10:30 onwards. I have felt like I've eaten 5 times the amount of food that I had previously. I'm getting signs of what I'd call the keto flu, which is really odd because I've been carnivore for 13 months. So I'm really surprised I'm getting that kind of impact. But I am feeling quite headachy, I'm feeling very bloated and just a bit sort of not happy. So again, the only thing I've changed has been eating raw meat. So I'm really interested to see how the next couple of days pan out. I honestly feel like I've eaten an entire cow when all I've had was that one piece of meat, and I've not eaten anything since, and I hadn't eaten anything till the previous morning. So to be eating such small portions when having such a digestive issues, I have the feeling that I'm going to need to rush to the toilet sometime. So again, I don't know if it's because the drastic change from the raw meat, but this whole project is an experiment, and I'm sharing with you, well, I won't share literally, but I'm sharing with you what my outcomes are. So I will keep you posted on day 4 how we are, but it's not feeling great at the moment. I must admit I was expecting a bit more positivity, and I am feeling quite, my stomach feels full. So for whatever reason, it's not going into down further into my lower intestine, and I just feel so packed out. So concerning, but I will monitor and I will take the necessary precautions if I do, but I'm going to stick with it for now. So hopefully on day 4 I'll have a better update for you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.